Robert E. Park's Race Relations Cycle, Understanding Social Change Through Stages. Robert E. Park, a foundational figure in sociology, introduced a theory on race relations that remains significant for understanding how different racial and ethnic groups interact over time. Park's race relations cycle is a theory that explains the stages communities typically go through as they interact, migrate, and live together in a shared society. The idea is that relations between different groups follow a predictable pattern, moving through distinct stages. By understanding these stages, we gain insight into how tensions, cooperation, and integration between groups evolve. Park's work is grounded in his observations of immigrants and minorities in the early 20th century in the United States. He was deeply interested in how diverse groups, coming from different cultural, racial, or ethnic backgrounds, adjusted to life in a new society. For Park, this process was not random, it followed a set path. Though some aspects of Park's model have been criticized or modified, his ideas provide a valuable framework to understand the journey of social integration in diverse societies. In Park's theory, the first step in race relations is called contact. This happens when two or more groups meet for the first time, either through migration, travel, or other circumstances that bring them together. During contact, each group might have little understanding of each other's culture, language, or values. For example, imagine a small town where a group of new immigrants has just arrived. The locals and the newcomers may be curious about each other but also may experience uncertainty or fear due to unfamiliarity. Contact can be peaceful, but it can also lead to friction or conflict, especially if resources like jobs or housing are limited. Historically, many conflicts have occurred because one group felt that the other was a threat to their way of life or economic security. This stage highlights a raw meeting point where differences can be both fascinating and a source of tension. Conflict is the second stage of Park's race relations cycle, and it represents a period where groups might struggle against each other for resources, power, or acceptance. Conflict does not necessarily mean open violence. It can show up in the form of discrimination, stereotyping, and exclusion. During this stage, each group may try to maintain its identity and position while resisting the influence of the other. This stage is common when the two groups have significant differences in beliefs, customs, or economic goals. An example of conflict could be seen in early 20th century America, where new immigrant groups faced discrimination and barriers to employment. Often, these barriers were put in place by people who felt their jobs or social standing were threatened. Conflict, therefore, is not always about hatred or prejudice. It can also be a reaction to fear, insecurity, and the desire to hold onto a way of life. Conflict, however, is not always negative. According to Park, it can actually serve a purpose by bringing issues to the surface and forcing a society to confront and eventually work through them. When people clash, it creates an opportunity to address underlying concerns, grievances, and misunderstandings. This stage, while difficult, is a step towards something positive, though it may not always seem that way. The third stage is accommodation, where groups start to adjust to each other. They may not fully accept each other's values or behaviors, but they find a way to live side by side. At this stage, communities make compromises to allow both groups to coexist. Accommodation is a form of truce where both groups tolerate each other's presence, even if tensions remain. Accommodation is seen in neighborhoods where people of different backgrounds may live side by side without necessarily socializing much, or sharing deeper bonds. During accommodation, formal rules or customs might emerge to help maintain peace. For instance, workplaces may establish policies to prevent discrimination, or schools might introduce programs that celebrate diversity. Park believed that accommodation was a necessary part of the cycle because it allowed people to work together despite differences. It does not mean that people become completely integrated, but rather that they find ways to avoid open conflict and learn to coexist. Accommodation can lead to more understanding over time, paving the way for deeper forms of unity. Assimilation is the final stage in Park's cycle. Assimilation means that over time, the groups begin to merge into a single, more unified society. At this point, individuals from different groups may adopt aspects of each other's culture, language, and lifestyle. Assimilation does not necessarily mean that one group loses its identity completely, but rather that individuals find shared values and practices that bind them together. Assimilation is a slow and complex process. It can take generations for complete assimilation to happen, and sometimes it never fully does. However, small steps toward assimilation can be seen in families where members from different backgrounds come together through marriage, children, or shared community values. For Park, assimilation was a positive outcome, suggesting that groups could reach a level of understanding and unity where they feel part of the same society, even if they maintain some distinct identities. Assimilation shows that people can transcend their differences and form a common identity. In many ways, this is the goal of Park's cycle, to help societies understand that harmony is possible, even if it takes time. Robert E. Park's race relations cycle has been influential in the study of sociology and race relations. The cycle is helpful in understanding the immigrant experience, racial integration, and how societies evolve over time. By recognizing these stages, societies can also take steps to address and reduce tensions. For example, recognizing the contact stage allows communities to create welcoming programs for new groups. Understanding conflict can help leaders create policies that reduce economic competition and promote cooperation. Accommodation suggests that fostering tolerance through education and community programs can help people coexist peacefully. Lastly, assimilation shows that integration is possible when communities embrace diversity as part of their identity. Park's theory also emphasizes that change does not happen overnight. The cycle can take years or even generations to complete, and some societies might move back and forth between stages rather than progressing smoothly. However, by understanding this cycle, people can better navigate the challenges that come with diversity and work toward building more inclusive communities. While Park's race relations cycle has been influential, it has also faced criticism. Some sociologists argue that not all groups want to or should assimilate fully into a single identity. There is value in preserving unique cultural identities, and some believe that the cycle implies that assimilation is the best outcome. Today, many scholars argue that multiculturalism, where people maintain distinct identities while coexisting peacefully, can be a positive alternative to complete assimilation. Others point out that Park's cycle may not apply to all situations. In some cases, groups may experience conflict without ever reaching accommodation or assimilation. Structural issues like systemic discrimination can also prevent groups from moving smoothly through the cycle. Nonetheless, Park's theory is valuable for helping us understand the common pathways of human interaction. His work has paved the way for deeper studies into how communities grow, change, and learn to live together. The race relations cycle is more than just a model for understanding race. It speaks to the fundamental human struggle to bridge differences and create shared communities. In today's world, where migration and cultural diversity are more prominent than ever, Park's insights remain relevant. By acknowledging that challenges exist but can be overcome, his theory offers a hopeful perspective on the journey from division to unity. Robert E. Park's race relations cycle helps us recognize the stages societies go through when different groups meet, clash, coexist, and, ultimately, unite. This theory, while developed in a different time, continues to shed light on modern issues around race, immigration, and social integration. Remember to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.